Good evening, everybody. Welcome to It's All Black and White TV. And yes, it's the Carabao quarter-final match against Leicester City. So before I get into that, what you see, please hit the like button. It does help the channel with the search results and makes it found more easily as well. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, then please hit the subscribe button. It's free to do so, helps the channel grow, and also bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows as well. So there we go, guys. Before we start, I'll get into the comments. In fact, before I start the comments, I'm going to bring something up here. Hang on. Breaking news, guys. Yes, breaking news. Well, I'm saying it's not breaking news at this time of the day. It probably was breaking news earlier on today. But yeah, what a shock. Chelsea signing another player. João Felix on loan to the end of the season with no clause for a buy. To be fair, is it really that great that Chelsea's doing this? They are panicking. Let's not get out of this. They are panicking, big style Chelsea. And do you know what? They're panicking because they want to try and get in that top. I don't think they're going to make it this season. I think they'll be lucky to get the top 7. But do you know what? It'll if it all goes pear shaped for them, it's one fault because their owners trying to play fantasy football. So yeah, so like I say last night, we saw the return of this competition again, the Carabao Cup, and yeah, I mean we saw that last night, and we played Leicester City in the quarterfinal at St James's Park. After our disappointing result at the weekend against Sheffield Wednesday, which was in the FA Cup, but we had to go out and hit it without going without any cup hangover. So yeah, let's get into some comments first of all. You, says Lewis. Hello to you, mate. Good evening, says Davey. Good evening, Davey. Hope you're well. Lewis says it's time. Yeah, absolutely. Just a black screen. It's on now, says Lewis. Yeah, it always does that. FFP, how? Well, you tell me. I mean, Chelsea just seem to just get away with it. But so do it doesn't seem to apply to them. Mason says, evening, Tony, evening, Mason. I hope you're well, mate. Davey says 11 million. Yeah, that's what they reckon, don't they? And Lewis says, we are ball number 2 tonight. Yeah, absolutely have to be. I mean, it's going to be great tonight. A semi-final draw. Who do we want in the semi-finals? Personally, I would like to see a Manchester derby in the semi-final. So we get Southampton. I'd take Wolves or Forest. I can't see Southampton beating Man City, by the way. So yeah, Wolves or Forest, I'll happily take. And yeah, absolutely. Just to remind you guys, tonight at around 10 p.m, I will be on with a Carabao Cup semi-final draw. So don't miss out on that tonight. Yes, I will be here with a Carabao Cup draw. After doing it the last time, I thought, yes, got to do it this time. I have said 10 o'clock. It could be earlier. It depends on what time the draw actually gets started. The last time the draw started, I think it started well after 10:30. And that was absolutely ridiculous because we were just waiting for Sky to sort ourselves out. They kept talking like Jurgen Klopp, Pep Guardiola, then the players Foden, and looking at match highlights and things like that. And it's like, we just want to get to the draw. Just get the draw done, So hopefully the draw's a bit earlier tonight. But as I say, I will be back at 10, but it could be a bit earlier. So just be prepared if you do come on. I might be a little bit earlier for that draw as well. But I will put announcements out there. So not a problem at all. And Andrew says, are you all? Yeah, I'm absolutely fine, Andrew. Still buzzing from last night, mate. Still buzzing. Pablo says, evening, Tony, in the chat. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all well as also, Pablo. Chelsea's FFP was wiped out when a new owner took over. Yeah, definitely. Lewis says nuts. I'm not sure what that means, Lewis. Hi, Tony says, Rawley, I don't care who we get, but I prefer to be away the first and rather not get City. But if we get them, we all have a good go at them. The thing is, though, right? What we got to remember is for this semi-final, and this is a key point. The semi-finals are played, I believe, in between. Well, there's an FA Cup tie, isn't there, before the semi-final? So it depends how hard these teams want to go at the FA Cup. I mean, could Man City and Man United have a weekend team out for the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup? Who knows? But at the end of the day, we'll take anybody on. We took Man City on at St James's Park and drew with them. And as Pep Guardiola said, it was two teams playing proper football and putting entertainment on for the fans in the stadium and people watching. That's the type of guy I like, is Guardiola, because he talks sense. Where you get people like Klopp or you get people like Ten Hag who you don't take much notice of them. But Guardiola, I've got a lot of respect for that guy. Andrew says, Dan Burn dance ain't good for arthritic knees. Yeah, don't try the Dan Burn dance. Lewis wants Nottingham Forest to go through 20. Oh, yeah, Notts, yeah. I see what you mean, Lewis, yeah. Well, it's at the City Ground, and Nottingham Forest been pretty good at the City Ground, so who knows? So, guys, you may hear a bit of background noise. I can't do anything about that, unfortunately. I've got F-16 jets flying around in the sky behind me, so I can't do nothing about that. That's the Americans for you, and I can't control them, unfortunately. But if you do hear it, I do apologise. But hopefully it doesn't cause too much problems. So let's go to Lewis's comment, and he says, "Not in the next round, at home second game." Yeah, absolutely. Blakey says, "Evening, Tony, wonder if the fans who criticised Eddie's team selection on Saturday changed their tune after last night." Eddie got it right. Do you know what it is, though, Blakey? I think I said it on my preview. I think if you've watched my preview on Tuesday, was it Tuesday? Sorry, I put it out. I can't remember. Monday I put it out. I think it was Monday. Yeah, sorry, Monday. I'm just getting mixed up with my days here. Sorry, Monday. Yeah. So I did a pre-record, which I recorded Sunday evening, and I put it out on Monday. And I did state the team that would play against Leicester City last night, and I got that bang on. I was absolutely spot on with that team. So, yeah. And no, I don't have any inside information, guys. It was just a pure guess, and I think I just got out of luck. Alan says, "Evening, Tony. Chat. Great result. Team performance. Got to say, well done. The fans, great noise." Yes, absolutely fantastic last night, Alan. Brilliant. I mean, last night I was asked if I was going to do a show after the game, and I said I wasn't going to do one. And then the game finished, and I sat and I thought, you know what? Why don't I just get out there and do a show? And yes, it was a lastminute.com, and I thought, but get out there, just have a go and see what happens. If I don't get too many viewers, I won't be on long. Well, I was planning not to be on too long. I was on for about an hour and 20 minutes, so then I had to get to bed for work. But I mean, you get people commenting on the chat, and it's great when people come in, but then you always get one of these coming up, a cock of the week. And I got one last night, and I just thought, you know what? People like that aren't worth it. And the guy got taken out of the chat because absolute stupidity to come out with comments like that. It's like we're not allowed to be happy as fans. I mean, when was the last time we were in the semi-final of the Cups? I mean, when was the last time we ever got the finalist cup? 1976. That's 47 years ago. The last time we reached the final in the Carabao Cup, or the League Cup as it was then, when we lost to Man City in the final. So, could we get the final and get Man City in the final? And then let's get them back for what they did to us in 76. But you know what? I don't care. As long as we get the final, that'll be absolutely fantastic. And then the final, it's a one-off game. Anything can happen. So we just wait and see. But we're all excited as Newcastle fans, and we didn't expect to be this far on in the season. Although I did say before the season started, my prediction, we will win the Carabao Cup. And we're in the semis now. So, do you know what? I should have put a bet on that at the beginning of the season, but you know what? I didn't, and now I feel bad not putting one on because the price for Newcastle's now 3-1 to win the cup. So, but we shall see. We shall see, guys. Pablo says 18 watching live. Smash that like button. Thank you very much, Pablo. Yeah, and if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe as well. That's great. Thank you. Leslie says, evening all. Evening, Leslie. I hope you're well and enjoyed the game last night. Dave talking to Leslie and Leslie answering, and Dave as well. Blakey says, you always get the bell ends, Tony. They have nothing better to do. Absolutely. Too right you do, Blakey. I mean, the guy came on last night and right. So yes, I had a I mean, I wasn't drunk or anything, because don't get me wrong, I was just happy. But you have a few drinks and you're happy, and you came on, and I came on, and I was really happy with last night's result, how it all went. I was actually late coming on because I was too busy watching the interview anyhow. But then I came on, and then just some reason in the chat, this guy came up and said, "Oh, you need to lay off the drugs." And I thought, hang on a minute. For a start, I don't take bloody drugs. I wouldn't take that sort of thing. And now I've done it in my life, so why would I start now? I'd rather have a good drink than, and get drunk that way. But I did say the drug. I'll say, yeah, I did take drugs, and that's Newcastle United, because that is my drug, Newcastle United. I mean, they are a great drug to have, because look at what we're doing. We're just a club on the up now, aren't we? And it just shows you the difference. What a difference a year makes. What a difference 12 months has actually made. Second bottom last year, out of the Carabao Cup, out of the FA Cup. This season, 12 months on, third in the Premier League, out the FA Cup, semi-finals in the Carabao Cup. What a difference. What a huge difference. And, and that's all done by this guy, Eddie Howe. He's the reason where we are, because of his absolute skills as a manager and his coaching team. You know, where this guy's got us today is absolutely fantastic. Just go into some more comments and then we'll start looking into the game. Pablo says, laughing at the Mackems calling us for celebrating like we won the Champions League last night. Remind me what league they're in. Absolutely. I mean, they're going to always do this. You know, they probably celebrated. The internet got switched on Sunderland on their Saturday night, and they were probably overpowering it. Because we're probably reveling that we lost to Sheffield Wednesday, in the Carabao Cup. The FA Cup. God, I'm getting mixed up with the cups now. But yeah, no, absolutely fantastic, and hopefully we've kept them quiet for a bit. I'm sure Sunderland would love to be in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, but they're not. Why they're not there? Because they weren't good enough. Leslie aching all over, but now it's serious. I hope you're getting better. Are you putting a link in chat tonight? I'm not tonight, Lewis. I was going to do a reaction, but I haven't really got time to do a reaction tonight because I've got to go out later on about 6:30, so need to pick the other half up from work. She'll be finishing at 7, so I've got to be off here before 6:30. Blakey says, obviously you see it last night with a scarf waving, but one atmosphere. Yeah, I mean, yeah, what a great atmosphere it was. And do you know what, Blakey? It's worth having an aching arm for it. It's like when I've been to the match and I come back and I've lost my voice for a few days, do you know what? I don't care, because at the end of the day, I've done what I wanted to do. Go to the match, I've enjoyed myself, I've shouted, sang, whatever, all the way through the game. And you'll take... It's nice to take the pain, but you do it for a reason, and we do it because we all love Newcastle United. Leslie says, our celebrations aren't just about the last year, it's our release from all those years of hurt and despair. Yeah. I mean, when you think we could have been in the semi-final a couple of years ago, but if you remember, good old Cabbage Head decided not to take it seriously against Brentford, and we dumped out in the quarterfinals. But this time round, we were no fools. Blakey says dirty. Yeah, forever in our shadow. Yeah, they always will be. Blakey, they always will be. Lewis says no problem. Thanks, Lewis. I Like Coffee says hi, Tony and all. Hi, I Like Coffee. Hope you're well, mate. Lewis says, thank God we got through in the atmosphere. I was electric. It was bouncing, especially around the town. If you see Adam Pearson video of everyone doing the big Dan Burns celebration dance, I ain't seen it yet, but I will catch up on that. But yeah, I mean, when I done the show last night, I called it full time. I had quite a few fans come on last night and fans who had been at the game and saying how much the atmosphere was absolutely fantastic. And then I had a Sheffield Wednesday fan come on wishing us luck. And, I must admit, the Sheffield Wednesday fans I've had coming on here in the chat, I can't say anything but they've been absolutely fantastic, every single one of them. Even when we lost on Saturday, they came on the chat. They weren't lapping it up. They were just saying, sorry, a lot. And they've been really, really nice, the Sheffield Wednesday fans. And, I can't thank them enough. And I've got every respect for them. So I think they should beat Fleetwood in the next round at home at Hillsborough. And then who knows, they could get a nice draw away somewhere to like Man City and good luck on them. But I think in some ways it's probably better we went out the FA Cup because we can now concentrate fully on the Carabao Cup and the Premier League. And also, like I said, with us being out the FA Cup, it means we don't play that weekend, so we have a good rest for that Carabao Carabao Cup semi-final. I'll get my words out eventually. I Like Coffee. Dan Byrne revived the Fortnite dancers again. Yeah, excellent, absolutely. Even Keith did live on Sky Sports News. Oh, brilliant. Julie's on. Hi, late on. Oh, you're fine, Julie. You're not that late. About 18 minutes, but yeah, that's fine. Bruno tackling the referee wasn't. Oh, that was brilliant, wasn't it? Absolutely fantastic when he done that to the referee. Yeah. He took Harvey Barnes out and then the referee, didn't he? Hi, late on tonight, says Julie. Not a problem, Julie. Davey says, I've been to FA Cup and League Cup finals and not seen the Toon win this time, though. Yeah, hopefully, Davey. I mean, yeah, it'll be absolutely fantastic. Julie says Bruno knew what he was doing there. Yeah, didn't he just? I mean, the referee, to be fair to him, Darren England, he took it all in good fun. He was absolutely laughing about it. He didn't think, oh, God, I've been taken out. He didn't. He took it all in good fun, and that was great from the referee. Well played, referee, I would say on that. If we get the final, I'll watch on in case I jinx them. Nah, don't worry about that, Davey. We're a totally different animal now, mate, that's for sure. Leslie says I'm the same, even the Charity Shield. Yeah. Blakey says, was great. Eddie allowing the cameras in the dressing room. Yes, it was. That was fantastic. I mean, to see what was going on in the dressing room. And yeah, absolutely fantastic. And well done to the club for doing that. And we're getting a lot of plaudits now. That's the thing. I Like Coffee. Trippier's injury was a scare. We can't do without him and Kraft. No, I think he was fine. I think it was just I don't know what it was, but whatever it was, he seemed to get up and recover, so he was fine. Lewis says, imagine we get to Wembley. And Newcastle, you won't be able to get around anywhere. That's the thing, Lewis. It'll be absolutely mad in Wembley. Yeah, people will just be everywhere, and that's it. They'll not be able to move anywhere in London. So I hope people who will go out doing tourists that day just realise that if we're down there, we're going to be there in our masses, and at the end of the day, they'll just have to work around us fans. But the travel to Wembley Park on the tube, you can imagine it's just going to be absolutely bouncing, isn't it? So yeah, so we shall see. Right, guys, we're going to get into the match. Nail's on. Tony boy. Hi, Nell. Hope you're well, mate. And Alan says, and competition over by the 26th of Feb, free to concentrate on the league then. Yeah, definitely, mate, definitely. Lewis says 100 million people, Geordies in London. Oh, there'll be plenty going down. Even Geordies without tickets will go down for the atmosphere. Blakey says we won't be home for tea on Cup Final Day. We certainly won't be, no, that's for sure. Leslie says, used up a lot of our Sky Sports minutes last night. Showed a condensed history of the club. Everything was pro Newcastle. Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant, wasn't it, Leslie? Already explored the tube route, says Julie. Yeah, I mean, it's Wembley Park where you get off. There is 2 Wembley stations there, but I think I got Wembley Park the last time when I went for the England game when we played Slovakia, and that was 2017. Dubravka was playing for Slovakia before he even signed for Newcastle. So it's Wembley Park, and it's normally pretty good. I mean, coming out, they're normally pretty good at getting people out of that ground as well. It is. They're much better at getting people out than what they are at, say, West Ham's ground. I mean, at West Ham, that is an absolute farce, that place, trying to get out of there at the London Stadium. Nat, the Chef Wed fan, congratulations, Newcastle, all the best for the season. Thank you very much for coming on, Nat. Like I say, Nat, your fans have been a credit. I've had a lot of your fans on here. Some of them, I've had your fans subscribing to my channel as well. I mean, yeah, you've been a breath of fresh air. You've been absolutely brilliant, your fans. I've not had one fan who's been negative. You've all been positive, and you've all been lovely. And do you know what? Good luck against Fleetwood. I hope you should beat Fleetwood, and I hope you do get a decent draw. Maybe a bigger, like a Man City away or something like that, and get you a good payday. But yeah, and I hope you gain promotion as well, because you should be back in that Championship. You shouldn't be in that League One. You're far too good for League One. So thank you very much, Nat. And Blakey seconding that. Then walking up Wembley Way, says Lewis, absolutely. And Julie says thanks to Nat as well. So yeah, I mean, do you know what? We started this game off really, really well, and we should have been ahead really within 45 seconds. I mean, Longstaff had a chance which just went agonisingly wide. I mean, we were all over Leicester, and we could have been maybe 3 or 4 up by half time the way we were playing. Yes, Leicester sort of come back into it. But I saw a few people putting on social media at half time, like, oh, I'm a bit concerned. I can't, we're having all these chances, but we're not scoring. And I thought, you know what, just keep the faith, because the chances will come and the chances will be put away. And then the second half, it came, and I mean, absolutely brilliant. 60th minute, Willock had the ball, then knocked it back onto Joe Linton. Joe Linton then put it into the box. Well, give it to Dan Burney. He went into the box, went past a couple of defenders, and slotted it straight past Danny Ward. And I mean, what a goal it was from Dan Burn, by the way. The way he'd done it, he just sort of slalomed through the defence and scored. I mean, do you know what? Dan Burn, I think, has been absolutely terrific at left back. I think he's been brilliant. Certainly a breath of fresh air. And I know Matt Targett's out injured now, but he's going to he's fine. That's why Matt Targett's found it really tough to get back in the team. Dan Burn deserves to be left back berth. He deserves to keep the shirt because he's done so well this season with it. And I can't fault him yesterday. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. And then on 72 minutes, Almiron got the ball. A nice pass right through the defence across to Joe Linton. And Big G7 got in and scored and made it 2-0. Leicester did have a couple of chances. Jamie Vardy missed a sitter. But yeah, if he'd made it 2-1 Vardy with 15 minutes to go, that might have been a different game. But he didn't. And we went on to win the game comfortably as well. So stats for this game, by the way, are staggering. The possession was 52% Newcastle to 48 Leicester. Newcastle had 22 shots on goal, Leicester had 7. We had 9 shots on target, Leicester had 1 on target. We had 12 corners to Leicester's 4. We had 13 fouls, Leicester had 16 fouls. I mean, just absolutely brilliant last night. Yeah, I mean, what more can we say about Dan Burn? I mean, he took his goal really, really well. And very, very, I'm so pleased for the lad because he deserved that goal. And yeah, he really deserved that. And that's it. Cheers, everyone. Thank you very much. No problem. We're all football fans at the end of the day. Good luck. I hope Sheffield Wednesday win the cup, says Davey. That would be nice, wouldn't it? I mean, they got to 2 cup finals in the 90s, Davey, in the same season, the League Cup and the final of the FA Cup, to lose to Arsenal. What do you think of this player, Tony Yusufa Moukoko? Moukoko. I don't know how you pronounce his name, you know, and I'm thinking, how would you pronounce this guy's name? I mean, I don't know a lot about him. I haven't seen him play, if I'm really, really honest. But I've looked at his stats. And I mean, to be fair, his stats are quite amazing, if I'm honest. Sorry, I just having to sip my tea there. I mean, he's played 14 games this season, started 8 of them, and he scored 6 goals, and he's got 3 assists as well. I mean, this lad he can play, and I know that's Bundesliga, and people might say it's totally different to Premier League, but this lad can play. He's got no outstanding strengths, but his weaknesses, he's only got one weakness, which is ground duels. But then again, can you imagine if he's with Eddie Howe? Eddie Howe would have him playing like be playing like a world beater. The guy's 18, he's got plenty of time to grow. If we could get him, it'd be fantastic. But I know there is a lot of clubs out there looking at him as well. So, and let's just say one of the clubs looking at him is, yes, you've guessed it, guys. It is Chelsea. Jesus, who aren't Chelsea looking at? I mean, it's getting ridiculous, the amount of players they're going for. The club who like to panic buy. That's what Chelsea are, the club who like to panic buy, because that's exactly what they're doing. And not only panic buy, but I think Todd Bowley's trying to play FIFA. But you can play FIFA on a computer and look a world beater. You can't do it in real life, Todd Bowley. I'm sorry, mate. Lewis says, cheers and that. Yeah, 35. I love the chants we sang about Jamie's wife, your lasses of grass. yeah, absolutely. It was like when we played, I remember when we played Chelsea and we beat them 2-0 and Frank Lampard scored, missed a penalty, when Tim Krul saved it. And I remember at that match, all us fans were singing it. He kept getting booed every time he touched the ball. Because obviously he'd been messing about behind Cheryl Cole's back, hadn't he? And yeah, he got a chance over that as well. Davey says, Disco Dan's goal was a cracker. Absolutely. Who was a better striker, Chris Wood? And Lewis says, no, Dan Burn is. Well, tell you what, Dan Burn showed Chris Wood how you score a goal. That's the thing. And Leslie says, Dave, if you're going to score your first goal, that's a way to do it. Even a cheeky little nutmeg. Yeah, definitely. Chelsea may as well go and buy Lionel Messi. Yeah, well, yeah, they may as well do. With Piff being at the game, do you think we'll sign anyone soon? Do you know what it is, Alan? I've got a feeling. Well, they'll be there. One, they'll have come over for this quarterfinal, and two, they could well be talking about transfers. Who knows? And I would be amazed if we went through this window without signing anybody. But just don't be surprised if we do sign somebody. And I mean, when you go up the window last year, we didn't sign Bruno till well late in the window. So if anybody's worrying about players bedding in, don't worry about it, because look what we did with Bruno. We kept him on the bench for a few games, and then once he got in, look at Bruno. He's a cracking player, isn't he? Good evening, Tony. Hope's all good tonight. Yeah, I hope you're well as well, Gareth, and thank you for joining in. Joseph says, are you sending the link tonight? I was going to do one tonight, Gordon, but because I've got to go out, I haven't got really time for one, but because I'm only on for like another half hour or so. But I'll probably do some sort of reaction, maybe Sunday, probably after the Fulham game, so keep an eye out for that one. Sean says hi. Hi, Sean. I hope you're well, mate. And Blakey says, I'd be surprised if we sign no one, Tony. Yeah, I would be very surprised if nobody came through the door. Because the thing is, Eddie Howe only wants the right characters. Characters for the club that are good enough to come in the club and not upset the dressing room and, and be in tune with everything going on. So that's what I think they'll do. But yeah, I mean, when you're at the top, like where we are, in the top four, PIF might look at that and think, well, we want to stay there. We better get some strength in. So we bear with it. We wait and see what happens, and we just await developments. And I'm sure once we know, it will know. If we hear any transfer news, anybody coming in to sign for the club, you'll hear it here first. Yeah, we'll get it out there. But we don't mind talking about rumours and links, but that's what they are, links and rumours. Until they're standing at St James's Park with a black and white top on and a scarf above their head, that's when you know they've signed. And you see the little yellow ticker on Sky Sports. So, yeah. So look out for that as well. But no, that's the best way to do it. You might get newspapers coming out and saying, "Oh yeah, Newcastle signed this player." We might not be, so don't always believe everything you read. Lewis says Shea Given was at the game. Legend Shearer. Alan Shearer, I Shea Given at the match. Yeah, I mean, Shea Given, what a cracking keeper he was for us, wasn't he? Absolutely brilliant. He went because Ashley's eyes lit up, and but yeah, what a goalkeeper he was. And you can see how much he loves Eddie Howe, Shea Given, because he's like a kid in a candy shop when he's talking Eddie Howe. I mean, he's absolutely loving it. I bet Shea Given's thinking, God, I know I've played under Keegan, but well, did he play under Keegan? No, he didn't, did he, Shea Given? Or did he? No, he didn't, did he? Because we got him when Dalglish was there. Yeah, I mean, Shea Given probably would love to play under Eddie Howe now. But yeah, he's a great guy. Alan says, thought they had to sign off any major signings before majority shareholders. Yeah, maybe. But thing is, you can do things like you can do things via fax, via emails, all digital as well. So it doesn't have to necessarily be in person. But they might have been there to say, look, they might have had a meeting with Dan Ashworth. Who knows? We will find out though. Okay, speak to Sunday, mate. Yeah, thanks for that, Joseph. And it says Alex Marino to Villa confirmed. Yeah, I saw that earlier on, mate. Yeah. I mean, I keep saying, don't worry, guys, if no signs are coming in the door yet, because we don't need to panic. Yes, we know we need to have a bit more strength and depth, but don't panic, guys, because January is a long window. You've got another 20 days of this window yet. So 20 days is a long time. That's, it's just under 3 weeks, but it's a long time. So don't try not to panic on the windows. Julie says, was Dalglish? Yeah, I thought it was, yeah, because that's right. We had certain check with Keegan, and yeah, that's right. Dalglish got him from Blackburn, didn't he? Imagine if we had Shea Given and Tim Krul at the club, that would have been decent for keepers. Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. Harry, hi Harry, hope you're well, mate. He says, given Shearer and Solano all the match yesterday, Class C legends come out to support our future legends. Yeah, absolutely, Harry. And the thing is, though, it's nice that we've got owners who welcome them now, because our previous owner did not care, and that is why half of them never turned up to the games, because what was the point? Even Malcolm MacDonald used to say he didn't go to the matches with him because what was the point of being there? Davey says we may get a better deal as the window closes. Absolutely. That's the thing you might do. Because some clubs get desperate and they might want to sell, so who knows? Knight says Ashworth gave nothing away last night, but he answered every question and came across as he knows what he's doing. Yeah, totally agree with Ashworth. I mean, he was absolutely brilliant in that interview last night, and he did. I mean, he did sort of say if we do need any signings, things will happen. So we just have to wait and see. I wonder when we will see King Kev back. Yeah, I'm sure he'll come back one day, Blakey, and that would be nice. It'd be nice to get him on the pitch and just give everybody a wave, wouldn't it? I mean, the last time he left the club was under our previous owner. But the good thing with Keegan is he got his own back on him because he took him to a tribunal and Keegan won it. Lewis says, I'm surprised that Ant Deck wasn't at the game. It all depends what they're doing. They might be on TV commitments or they might have been doing stuff for their new show. So who knows? I mean, they may not have had time to come up in the weekend. Plus, you know, that they've got wives that do stuff as well. So maybe they just didn't have the time. We can't mention possible sins because Chelsea will try and buy them. Yeah, they will, Davey. I mean, they just seem to be. Chelsea just seem to be going out to buy anybody's targets. Do you remember last season when we were looking at Diego Carlos, Philip Coutinho, supposedly, and Boubacar Kamara? What happened? Oh, they all went to Villa. Villa done exactly the same. But I think Chelsea are playing a very dangerous game the way they're signing all these players because there's going to be a lot of unhappiness there when players aren't going to get into the, when players aren't going to get into the first team. So, Graham Potter's got a big job on his hands. Knight says, if true about the young German boy, that's amazing news. Two amazing young strikers with Isak as well, and both have played on the wings. Yeah, too right. I mean, going on to Isak, I can't understand why some people are saying he seems too lightweight for the Premier League. Give the guy a chance. He's hardly played much. And he's been out and he's come back. And just give the guy a chance. He looks a decent striker, Isak, and he will come good. Lewis says, when the hunt for Messi, lol. No, he's signed a new deal, unfortunately, Lewis, so no, he won't be coming. And Davey says, yeah, same with Villa. But yeah, that's what it is. Right, guys, we've got 23 watching. If you like what you see, please hit the like button. Smash those likes. It really does help the channel up the search results and makes people find it easier as well. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, then please hit the subscribe button. That is free to do so. Helps the channel grow. And bell notification tells you when I'm live, have any pre-records or any upcoming shows. Yeah, guys. So I'll just go into a couple of comments before Nate says, I don't think it's Potter signing these. I think it's the owner. Yeah, you're bang on right there. And that's a dangerous thing because if he sacks Graham Potter, which if he does, that's going to cost him a lot of money because he's on a big contract, then, is this guy going to learn? Is he just going to, if managers don't do well, is he just going to keep sacking them? And he's going to look like another Watford, isn't he? Because Watford are just absolutely woeful at managers. Whenever the manager doesn't do well, he's out the door. He might have had 10 games and he's gone. So, yeah, strange. Alan says, Dalglish had bad luck losing Shearer to injury. Yeah, he did. Davey says, yeah, but he was a shit manager. Well, yeah, I mean, he'd done it for Blackburn, but yeah, he didn't really do a lot for us. And then we got a lot of the old brigade coming, didn't we? Ian Rush, John Barnes, So, yeah. Right, guys. So, looking at the game last night, anyway. So I say, anybody just joining, if you can hear any noise above me, it's because I live near an American air base and I've got F-16s flying around jets at the moment. So I do apologise. It's out of my control, but hopefully you can hear me. And if I do get loud, I'll try and talk over the top of them. As I say, it's totally out of my control. And no, I'm not in a war zone before anybody asks me. I'm definitely at home, definitely in the UK. And I just can't do nothing about it when they're coming from RAF Lakenheath. So Lewis says, Potter, I could say I'm leaving because of the owners buying players he probably doesn't want. He could probably say he wants to leave, but why would he want to leave when if he gets sacked, he gets a massive payoff? So why would he want to? Why would he want to? You know. So yeah, guys. I mean, get involved in the chat now if you want. I mean, we're just going to have a look at the players and rate the players who played last night. So I'll start off with Nick Pope. And Nick Pope, I thought, had a decent game. Not an awful lot to do, but what he did do, he did okay. And yes, he had that one moment where he threw the ball out in it, but thankfully it didn't lead to anything. But the guy has kept another clean sheet. The thing with Pope is you can see the difference between him and Dubravka. You can see why Pope's number one, because his distribution, he's much quicker at thinking than Dubravka. So for me, I think Pope gets an 8 for that. Yeah, and Lewis has already agreed with me, 8 out of 10 as well. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Pope for me gets an 8 all day. Go to right back, and we got Kieran Trippier. Thought Trippier had a great game again last night. His crossing was there. Yes, it was bad against Leeds, but this time around it wasn't. It was much better. Heavily involved in the game. Yes, there was a moment he went down. We thought, oh, not an injury, but he's fine. And again, for me, I've got to say Kieran Trippier, and he not only is he great at right back, but he's actually a great captain as well. So for me, Trippier gets an 8 as well because they kept a clean sheet. So the next one we go to is Fabian Schär. And Fabian Schär, again, another great game from Fabian. Kept a clean sheet at the back. That's what you want from your defenders. When your defenders play well. And so again, Fabian Schär, I thought, did well. And I'll give Schär an 8 because he did what he had to do. And then we go to his partner, Sven Botman. Botman is a rock at the back. He's an absolute fantastic player of the ball as well. He did pick up a booking last night, which is slightly disappointing for him, isn't it? But overall, another steady game from Botman. And again, he gets an 8 from me. And then we go to left back. And it's Big Dan Burn. Big Dan Burn, first goal. What a way to get your first goal for your club at the home of Newcastle at St James's Park as well. So excellent from Dan Burn to get that goal. For me, Dan Burn gets a 9. I mean, he was absolutely brilliant last night. Great at left back. And took his goal well, deserved his goal. And the dance as well at the end. So, in fact, Dan, I'm going to knock it up to a 9.5 because you've done that little dance in the dressing room. So, yeah, that's a 9.5 for me for Dan Burn. Right, I'll just nip into some comments before we go on the midfield. Lewis says 9 out of 10 for Trippier. I hope we get Forrest or Wolves in the semi-finals of the Carabao. That's what Joseph says. Yeah, let's hope so, mate. They all deserve the plaudits. Tony Trips 9, Joe Linton 9. Yeah, absolutely. Trippier 9, says Alan. Joseph says 8 out of 10 for Trippier. Fabi 8 out of 10, says Lewis. 8 for Share, says Nate. 9 for Botman, says Nate. Yeah, I mean, I've given him an 8. Lewis says 7.5, 10 out of for Botman. That's a bit harsh. Davey says Disco down at 10. Nate says Burn 10, so happy for him. Yeah. I'm giving everyone a great 9 performance, great team performance. Yeah. Lewis, Dan, 10 out of 10, especially being a Geordie, scoring the Gallagher end. Yeah, definitely. I mean, absolutely brilliant that, wasn't it? Apart from Trippier and Joe Linton, burn 11 for the dance, says Alan. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah, so then we then go into the midfield. So I'll start off with this guy, and that's Bruno. Bruno, I thought, had a great game last night. He had an all-action game. He did very well. He had a few shots at goal from outside the box as well. You know, if just one or two of them had gone in, gosh, who knows? I mean, there were great shots from outside the box. But yeah, I thought he had a brilliant game last night, Bruno. Ran the midfield and even took the referee out as well, didn't he, Bruno? So well done, Bruno. So for that, but not for the fact of the referee, but overall, I just thought he was a class above. I thought he was absolutely outstanding. Bruno is my man of the match, and I know Sky agreed with me saying man of the match because I thought he was man of the match anyway. And I'm going to give Bruno a 10 because I thought he was absolutely outstanding last night. Was Bruno. Next in the midfield, we've got Sean Longstaff. Again, I thought Sean Longstaff had a great game last night. I didn't think he'd done too bad at all. Yes, he missed a couple of chances. But you know what? He was there. He was in tackling. And he did what he had to do. He'd done all the dirty work in midfield. And I thought Sean Longstaff played great last night. I didn't think he had a bad game at all. So for me, for Longstaff, I'm going to give him an 8 because I thought he was more improved last night. And then we go to the next guy, Joe Willock. Again, I thought Joe Willock had a terrific game last night, full of running. You know, made that pass to Joe Linton, who then set up Dan Burn for the opening goal. Joe Willock, I thought, had a good game last night. For me, I'm going to give Joe Willock an 8 out of 10 as well. A good energising performance all round. So Joe Willock for me gets an 8. Right, let's head back in the comments before we get the front three. Then I'll not be too far behind me comments. Tanji says, no ratings apart from Willock, man the match for me. That's fair enough, mate. No worries. Yeah, he had a great game last night. Bruno, 9 out of 10, says Lewis. Bruno, 9. Yeah, says Nate. Alan says, Bruno, outstanding, 10. He was last night, wasn't he? Lewis says, Sean Longstaff, 8 out of 10. Yeah, he did well. Alan says, he's done okay, 8, Sean. Yeah. Willock, 9, says Blakey. Yeah, that's fair dues. 8.5 out of 10 for Willock, says Lewis. Just of the setup. Sean, 8. Willock, 9, says Native Knee Gaming. So finally we got the front three now. And first of all, this guy, Miggy Almiron. Almiron had a cracking game last night. He was full of running again. He's crossed to set up Joe Linton. I mean, what a fantastic ball that was. He was a real live wire. It caused a lot of problems to Leicester. Yes, he could have been on the score sheet. But still happy with this guy. And I thought he ran his socks off last night and done everything for the cause. So for me, I've got to give Miggy a 9 because I thought he was absolutely outstanding last night. I thought he had a great game. So for me, Miggy gets a 9. Um, I'll catch up with comments. Nate says Miggy a 9. Yeah, absolutely. Lewis says Miggy 9.5 out of 10. Yeah. And Tangi says that pass for Joe Linton was magic. Cracking assist. Yes, it was, Tangi. It was a brilliant assist, that. Alan says Miggy gets a 10 from me just for the assist for Big Joe. Yeah, absolutely. And the other Alan says Almiron, great game without scoring. Yeah, he ran Leicester ragged, didn't he, last night? So absolutely fantastic. Next we go to Callum Wilson. For me, I thought Wilson had a quiet game. To me, it doesn't seem his usual self. Um, I'm not sure with Callum last night what was happening. I mean, the thing is, or you feed Callum and he will score. He is a quality player. Don't get me wrong, but he didn't seem up the. He seemed a bit off the pace last night, and I'm not sure why. Why he was a bit off the pace. Um, it's a tough one. I mean, yeah, it's a tough one for Callum Wilson because he didn't have the greatest game last night, I didn't think, but he did what he had to do and helping the team out. Oh God, I'm trying to think of a rating for Callum Wilson because I don't really want to mark him down too badly. I'm going to go with an 8 for Callum Wilson because we won the game and he was up there helping at the front as well. So I'm going to say an 8 for Callum Wilson. And then just to the left of Wilson, we have J7. Yeah, Big Joe. I thought he had a terrific game last night. Joe Linton took his goal really well, set up the goal for Dan Burn. I mean, the guy was class last night. Simple as. I'm going to give him a 10, Big Joe, because I think he deserved a 10 last night. But obviously pipped to man of the match by Bruno. But yeah, definitely, I mean, Big J7 was absolutely outstanding. And we're seeing more from him now in this midfield role. Because he knows he's not the upfront striker. He's now not under that pressure to get goals. Where if he gets them from midfield, great. If he doesn't score, it's not going to be disappointed. But yeah, I've got to say 10 for Joe Linton. It's got to be because he was absolutely outstanding last night. Right, let's catch up with some comments. Alan says 7 for me. Wilson's not fully fit, but still 10 times better than Woodplank. Yeah, absolutely. Lewis here with 10 for Callum. Sensible Monica. Hi to you. Hope you're well. If you're brand new to the channel, then please hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much. Says getting to Wembley is as simple as ABC. Anyone but City in the semi-finals. Yeah, I mean, but like I say, these teams have got to play an FA Cup before the semi-finals, so it could work in our favour. If we get Wolves or Forest, I would rather have that. Joe Linton 10 out of 10 says Lewis. Yeah. Nate says 10 out of 10 for me for Big Joe, man in the match. Yeah. I like coffee. Miggy Ballon d'Or 10. Yeah. Alan says, whoa, Joe 10. You couldn't give him less, in my opinion. No, absolutely not. Lewis says, Joe Linton, he's Brazilian, cost us 40 million. Yeah. Do you know what it is, though? I wonder if our former owner's looking back now and thinking, hang on. If he'd played him where he was, he probably wouldn't even be at the club, if I'm honest, because we would have probably sold him under him. But now we've got new owners at the club. They won't sell him, that's for sure. Joe Linton's probably worth at least double his money that we paid. Alan says, a lot of running from Wilson. Thought he was okay, but not have a clear chance. Yeah, absolutely. Tanji says Joe Linton's actually playing two positions, left wing and midfield. Him and Willock rotating interchange roles. That's why ESM can't get in the starting lineup. Yeah, Tanji, you're absolutely spot on there, mate. I like coffee. I may sound controversial, but I feel the Jose under Eddie would be lethal. He possibly could have been, but he's not here no more. And yeah, Lewis has probably cost 100 million now for Joe Linton. Yeah, he's been absolutely tremendous since Eddie Howe's put him in that starting in that midfield position as well. Absolutely fantastic. Right, guys. So we're going to go on to substitutes. I'll go on to Isak first, who obviously came on for Callum Wilson, and he came on the 78th minute. Thought he looked okay, he looked sharp, but remember the guy's just getting back to fitness, so he's just getting minutes back in his legs, and he needs these match minutes. It won't be long before this guy's starting once he's fully match fit. For me, I thought he did what he had to do when he come on the pitch last night. I thought he was quite okay. Because he was only on the pitch, I mean, he was under 15 minutes, well, about, what, those 6 months at a time, wasn't it? So, we could see he was probably on the pitch about just under 20 minutes. I'll give him a 7 because, yeah, just for the lack of time he was on the pitch. So, yeah, I'll give him a 7. I think that's a fair enough rating for Alexander Isak. Then after Isak, then we had ESM come on, and he came on to replace Almiron. And I thought ESM looked quite lively when he come on. And one thing I noticed about ESM, he was crossing the ball into the box a lot more. So just wonder, is Eddie Howe been tweaking this with his game, saying, yes, you're great at dribbling, Alan, but we want to see some crosses coming in. Maybe he's been working on that side of his game. He wasn't on too long. It was only on the 84th minute. But for the time he was on, and this is not a reflection on St. Maximum, I would normally give it a standard 5 for this, but I'm actually going to give him a 6 because I thought his crosses were pretty great into the box. So, yeah. And then we had another substitute, and that was for Joe Willock in the 90th minute. And that was courtesy of Jacob Murphy. Nothing flash to say about that. I'll give him, just because he was on the pitch, I'm not going to give him any ratings because he wasn't on long enough to really do anything. So, yeah. Let's just get into some more comments and see what people are saying. Knight says, best thing both Brazilians will have is Geordie babies. Yeah, absolutely. Lewis says 7 out of 10 for Isak. Couple of slides. Yeah. Knight says 7 out of 10 for Isak, but expect him to be consistent 8 and 9 player in the future easily. Remember, this guy's only 22. He's got a long way to go yet. Chaz says, hey, Tony, mate, should be working, but don't want to miss out. No worries, mate. Thank you. Hi, all. Hope you're all doing well. Yeah, everybody's well, mate. Lewis says 7 out of 10 for ESM. Yeah. ESM, again, 7, not his fault. Didn't have long enough. Expect him to be on another 8 or 9 player going forward. Yeah. Murphy is 7. He stole the ball and then created a chance. Yeah, he did, didn't he? But normally I just think when he's coming on so late, I just didn't want to give him a rating for that. And Alan's comments just come in there as well. And he says, St. Max says he's been listening to Trippier about holding too long and looks like it's working. Yeah. And do you know what it is? If St. Maximum changes his game, we're not saying change your game completely, but just getting them crosses in a bit earlier, he might be a big difference to our team. So the last two parts of the ratings, and first one we're going to is the fans. I thought the fans were absolutely outstanding. Sang from minute 1 all the way through to the end, and even after the match finished. Put on a fantastic atmosphere. The Geordie roar was there for everybody to hear, and I can't give these fans anything other than a 10. It's got to be a 10 out of 10 for these fans because our fans are fantastic. You not being biased, but we've got the best fans in the country as far as I'm concerned. And 10 out of 10 for these fans. So, yeah, absolutely brilliant for the fans last night. And then on to the manager, Eddie Howe. Yeah, he got it right with his team lineup. Even got his substitutions right. He put a full strength team out, and we went ahead and won the game comfortably against Leicester. Eddie Howe gets a 10 out of 10 for me. He's an excellent manager, and he's only going to get better. And I just love the way he's just disturbing everybody in that big six, and he's causing a huge meltdown amongst them. And do you know what? Long may it continue, because this man is at Newcastle for a very long time. So when the likes of Stan Collymore come out and say, well, once we qualify for the Champions League, Eddie Howe will be sacked. That man's talking a load of crap, because Eddie Howe's going nowhere. This man is here for a long time, and this man will bring the glory days back. He will bring us trophies, and I believe he will. And 10 out of 10 for Eddie Howe. Can't fault him whatsoever. Right, let's get into some comments, because the comments are flying in here now. And so that's after Alan's comment. You might head off soon. I will be in a moment. Yeah, I like coffee. Is a Carabao Cup semi-final fixtures today? Yes, there will be. At 10 o'clock tonight, I am going to do a special show, Carabao Cup semi-final draw. So please tune in for that. It may be earlier, depending on what time the draw starts. But last time the draw didn't go on till after 10:30. So that's why I'm going to see a 10 o'clock start. But I will put it out there. 100 out of 10 for the fans, isn't it? Yeah. Absolutely, Nate. Lewis says 1,000 out of 10. Yeah. Draw. Yeah, 10 out of 10 for the fans. Eddie, 10 out of 10. Says Lewis. Nate says, best bit last night was seeing when people sit in the locker room and Bruno said him and Maxi were the best mates, and to see them next to each other. Yeah, absolutely fantastic, that, wasn't it? Eddie, 11 out of 10, says Nate. How 10 as well, says Alan. Yeah, absolutely, guys. But yeah, guys, I mean, if you like what you see, please hit the like buttons. If you haven't smashed it yet, please smash the likes. It really does help the channel for the algorithms, and smash that on the way out. Plus, it means I can see how much people enjoy my shows as well. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It's free to do so, helps the channel grow, and bell notification tells you when I've got a pre-record, a live, or any upcoming shows as well. But yeah, guys, so tonight I will be back at 10 o'clock for the draw of the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. Be lovely to see that cup coming back to Newcastle in the hands of Kieran Trippier going up there to lift that trophy up, and see it come back north to Newcastle and sitting in our lovely trophy cabinet. So that would be lovely to see that happening. So yeah, so I will be back at 10 for the Carabao Cup semi-final draw. I like coffee. Tony Stream, 10 out of 10. Thanks, I like coffee. Thank you very much. Julie, 10 out of 10 for everyone. Thank you, Julie. See everyone later. See you later, Julie. Thank you very much. And Tanji says, bet that referee was wrapped up in cotton wool last night after the Bruno collision. Do you know what? I bet he was. I wonder if they had I wouldn't be surprised if he went and had a selfie with Bruno after the game, It just wouldn't surprise me. I like coffee. Who won Manager of the Month? I'm not sure. Has it been announced yet? I don't know. I've not seen anything. Again, if we do see anything, we'll have it out there. But I've not seen anything yet. Maybe it's not announced till the weekend. I don't know. So we'll find out. Normally it's on a Friday, isn't it? So I think it could be Friday. Sensible Monica, who would go lift up the cup, Lascelles or Trippier? Good question. It could be both of them, because Lascelles is club captain and Trippier's the on-field captain when Lascelles isn't playing. But if we sold Lascelles in this window, then it would definitely be Trippier. But if Lascelles is still here and we win the cup, I think it'll be both of them. We've seen that before in the past, where the club captain and the on-field captain's gone up together and lifted the trophy. So yeah, I think it will be both. Nile Coffee agrees they'll both lift the cup. Yeah, absolutely, guys. Well, guys, unfortunately, we've come to the end of the show. And I know it's all sad and we don't like come to the end of shows. We like them to go on a bit longer. But I will be back at 10, so don't worry. I will be back at 10 o'clock tonight. So for the Carabao Cup semi-final draw. And yeah. And Ches is in the chat. Ches, you want to be a mod? When the show finishes, Ches, if you leave a comment, I can add you as a mod. If anybody else would like to be a mod, just leave a comment and I can add you on. That's not a problem. Yeah, guys, so we're coming to the end of the show, but I will be back at 10 with the Carabao Cup draw, semi-final live. And until then, take care. Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe. Thank you very much, and I will see you later. So bye-bye for now, guys. Bye-bye.